Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with a reading for the Leo full moon. So wow, there's so much energy coming in right now, so much shifting, and the shifting is happening super fast. So I have personally been very overwhelmed the past week, I guess. I've been sleeping so much. I've been feeling the need to just really rest and rest and rest. And you might be feeling something similar. What I feel is happening now is that we are moving into a time where the divine child will be fully protected here on earth. And so this is really the beginning of heaven on earth. When the divine child is protected, it means that we can live our truth. You know, we are protected to live our truth. And this has not been possible in the era that we have been in. What I'm being shown is that we've been in a time where the higher dimensions, if you will, you know, angels or guides or whatever you want to call it, these dimensions weren't really able to reach all the way into the core of the earth because it was so dense. The same within our bodies, we weren't able to kind of connect the higher dimension within our bodies, you know, this consciousness that we carry within ourselves with the deepest levels of ourselves, because I'm getting just a feeling of things being so contracted. It's just so dense and hard and contracted. And so there has been this separation between the higher realms and the lower realms. And so all of the kind of the recycled spirits that went into the higher realms, they became trapped there. They weren't able to come up to heaven. And so there has been this kind of like intense pressure building within the lower realms. But now with this full moon, it's like there are going to be so many portals opening, and these portals, they're us, you know, they're us humans. It's like more and more people have been following this ancient path of initiation that takes us through these steps and allows us to become these portals, you know, these links between heaven and hell. And that link, it happens through the heart, you know, it's the union of the upper and the lower realms. So there are many examples of kind of guides that will teach us this. For instance, the Christed guides, so like Jesus, Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary. But we also have in Norse mythology Freya. There's probably many more, but these are the two that I know best. These are the two kind of types that I've worked with the most. And not to forget, of course, I'm being reminded, all of the fairies, elementals, the forest spirits, the nymphs, mermaids, all of these kind of elemental creatures as well. They also carry a lot of wisdom. You know, they belong to the heart. And so we can also work with these types of energies to get onto that path. But that's what I feel is happening now. And so if you've been feeling extremely tired over the past couple of days, or maybe if you're feeling it right now, I think it's important to really listen to that, because the changes that we're going through now are happening on such a deep, deep subconscious level. When we are making these huge changes to our inner child archetype, it's like we have to go back and clear karma from the time that we spend in the womb even, you know. And so this needs to happen in that same kind of state, that same kind of resting state as we were in back then when we were in the womb. That's how my guides have been showing me it. So give yourself permission to rest if you feel tired, if you feel drained. It's for a reason. And really also be aware of the voices that tell you that you cannot rest, that you cannot trust your body at this time. Because these voices, you know, they are not in alignment then with allowing yourself to open to the new path. And so I think this time is also a lot about also just mapping out the different voices within us, you know, the different thoughts that we have. What type of timelines do they belong to, so that we can kind of know a bit more clearly which beliefs and which thoughts, you know, we can trust and we can kind of invest into. Because now I feel it's a time where everything will come to the surface, and so it can be kind of hard to know how to navigate. What do I trust? So let's pull some cards as well. There is so much information to share about this transition that we're going through now, but I will hopefully, if I get the energy, hopefully I will make more videos about this. So for now, I just want to more tune in to kind of the collective consciousness and see what are the most pressing issues right now that we can unpack a little bit. Card coming out, wow, leap of faith in the upright. Underneath the deck as well is show your support. Interesting. I think that part of the birth of the divine child, you know, it deals with healing. It's such a healing time for us when we can allow ourselves to just be our true self and just play and have fun and not care about, you know, all of the kind of the voices, the feelings that try to kind of diminish us and push down our light. But there is also something about that. So it's like to step into our divine child. You know, we have to let go of the selves that are associated with our victim child, you know. The parts of us that are not secure, not in faith, not believing, you know, not trusting. But the problem with that is that we cannot let go of those parts until they are no longer in need, you know, until they have found peace. And so there is something about this time that I think that we will feel this really desire, like this, we know that we need to do this, we need to take a leap of faith. We need to, it's like, or the time is here for us to begin to live from our inner child. I think that many of you are going to start to feel that. But then also remember that if you still have aspects of you, you know, children within you that are still in need, you're not going to be able to move forward, because first we're meant to bring justice to these past selves within us. We're meant to learn how to neutralize these wounds, how to heal them. That's part of kind of our purpose. It's part of building our diamond light. And so I feel like with the show your support, this is also a time to really show yourself support. Like if you're not able to do the things that you know within yourself that you're meant to do, like it's for a reason. It's not that you are doing something wrong or making a mistake. it's because there are still some lessons there. You know, there's still some kind of facets of your light, of your soul, that you have to build before you're ready to take this leap of faith. That's what I'm feeling. For others of you, I feel like you have done a lot of healing with your inner child, and you're starting to feel more and more warm inside, just more and more just like content and bubbly, just like playful. And so this leap of faith, it doesn't become a fight, you know? It's not a fight. It's just like, it's effortless, it's easy. Card coming out here, let's see. Father of Pentacles and the Father of Wands underneath the deck. So Father of Pentacles came out, and then underneath the deck was the Father of Wands. What is this about? It's interesting because, you know, we cannot really have a conversation about the divine child or our inner child without thinking about our parents. And so I think that also for some of you, you might have a hard time giving your wounded child what it needs because you're kind of trapped in the old program of the parents, and particularly here the father archetype. And the old program of the father archetype is really that of abandoning his children, because he had to go to war. You know, the father, he had to fight so hard to sustain life, to make sure that his family had some kind of money. He had to either go to war, he had to go to work. You know, he had to leave his children. He had to leave the feminine. And so we have that same program within ourselves where we diminish, you know, the parts of ourselves that have needs. We say, like, we shut our needs down. We say, like, no, you can't rest now, you have to work. You can't rest until you achieve this. And so this is all a part of that old patriarchal programming, you know, that actually keeps us stuck in this unhealed state. And so I feel with these fathers coming out here, it's also very much about noticing that, you know, noticing these different types of programs within yourself. And you might also see that the program of the father will vary a lot also between cultures as well. And so that's why I think it's really important that, you know, we all have to become aware of this within ourselves to really build the full capacity of our light. It's not enough to just listen to others and to receive messages from others at this point. It's really also about making the choice, you know, taking the initiative and start to observe ourselves and our own programs to build our own lives. And that initiative, that's like a powerful initiation into choosing yourself, into saying that I am worthy of my own light. You're saying, like, I am worthy of having a father, of having a guide, of having an authority that sees me and that knows how to take care of me, how to fulfill my needs. And so that kind of a program, it has to start within the individual. And when it does, it's going to start to spread outwards into our societies as well. And so I feel, again, there is just a lot of shifting and changing. And I wanted to wrap up the reading there, but I heard one more card, so let's do that. One more card before we wrap up. Son of Swords. He's been coming through a lot lately. Underneath the deck, 9 of Pentacles. I'm hearing breaking chains. It's interesting. These times are very testing times. This Son of Swords within us is going to be activated, and this is a chain breaker. It can be like a chain breaker. Breaking free from just like tyranny, you know, breaking free from the tyranny of patriarchy. But I think that it's very important also, like I said, to think about whether you would like to do this internally and start your change internally, or whether you are gonna do this, allow this energy to be played out externally. And I can't tell you what's right for you, but what I'm being guided to within my life is that my guides are saying, you don't have to fight. You know, you're in a position where you don't have to fight. Create separation from the things that don't value you. You know, push them out of your daily life. Don't give them your energy. And then do the work from the inside. Liberate yourself from the inside. You know, build your energy field from the inside. And then synchronicity is gonna take over and come into play. And make sure that you are guided towards the path of peace. Looking at the world today, I see that many people, a lot of people, are not going to choose the path of peace at this time. They're going to choose to manifest this energy of the chain breaker externally. They're going to fight patriarchy, you know, externally. The people that don't kind of value their needs. But the thing with this is that if we do that, then we manifest from our wounded child. It's like we lock ourselves into that timeline of I am the wounded child. And so that's what my guides are showing me, and they are very clearly saying to not manifest from this place because there is no need. Like there is no need. With the 9 of Pentacles, I'm feeling like do the work from the inside, you know. Look at all of these different thoughts within your mind and figure out what programs they are. Because usually at this point in time we have so many programs. Most of our thoughts are programs, you know. And by programs I mean that these are things that we have been taught by others. Very little of our consciousness today is coming from things that we have discovered ourselves, that we have observed ourselves. And so that's really what the 9 of Pentacles speaks about now, I feel, is about increasing the things within us that comes from you, you know, from things that you have reflected on, from patterns that you have observed, from understandings that you have made within yourself, not things that have been kind of pushed onto you from others. So yes, I feel put yourself first at this point in time. Let your inner child guide you, whether it's your wounded child, you know, listen to it, feed it, give it what it needs. And if your wounded child is fed and happy, then your divine child will jump out and start to lead the way. So take care, guys. Bye.